Zappy was in trouble. His spaceship had been acting up for days, but today was the worst. His spaceship sputtered and shook violently, as if it had a mind of its own. It coughed and it wheezed, making strange noises that echoed through the cabin. Down, down, down it went. The ground was getting closer and closer. Zappy landed with a bang. Dust and debris flew everywhere. He was stuck in a park, surrounded by trees and grass. Zappy jumped out of his ship, his heart pounding in his chest. His ears spun round and round like tiny propellers. Were they sad? Were they scared? Zappy couldn't tell. It was hard to tell. His emotions were all mixed up. Zappy had never crash-landed before. This was a new and frightening experience. Zappy saw a girl in the distance. She was throwing a ball for a little dog who seemed to be having the time of its life. The dog had floppy ears and a wagging tail, full of energy and joy. Zappy hoped they could help. Maybe they knew how to fix a spaceship. The little dog saw Zappy. It dropped the ball. It ran to Zappy and barked. This must be a new toy, the dog thought. It looks like fun. Zappy's vest had many buttons. They beeped and booped when you pressed them, but the buttons did nothing at all. Zappy just liked to press them.
Honk, honk,
said Zappy. He hoped the dog would understand. He needed to find someone who fixed spaceships. But then, oh no, where was Zappy's spaceship? It was gone. Zappy had parked it right here in the park, but now it had vanished into thin air. He looked around frantically, hoping it was just a mistake. Zappy saw something in the sky. It was shiny and moving fast. Could it be his spaceship? He squinted his eyes to get a better look. It looked like a giant rubber duck, but it was flying away. Zappy couldn't believe his eyes. Why would a rubber duck be in the sky, and where was it going?
Oh no, gasped Zappy. That's not just any rubber duck.
A man with a shiny head was in the spaceship. He was laughing. His laughter echoed through the park, sending chills down Zappy's spine. He had stolen Zappy's spaceship. The man climbed into the spaceship with a mischievous grin on his face. The man's name was Baldy the Bandit. He was notorious for causing trouble and stealing things that didn't belong to him. Stealing spaceships was his favorite thing to do. He had a collection of them hidden away somewhere.
Ha ha ha! You'll never catch me! Baldy the Bandit laughed maniacally.
Honk, 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 cried Zappy. He was desperate and didn't know what to do. His spaceship was his only way home. He had to get his spaceship back. He couldn't let Baldy the Bandit get away with this. He had to get home, but how? He scratched his head trying to come up with a plan.
Honk, honk, honk! The sound of car horns filled the air, adding to the chaos.
The little dog barked, its tiny voice echoing through the park. It was clear that something was wrong. It knew Zappy was upset. The bond between them was strong, and the dog could sense Zappy's distress. It licked Zappy's face and wagged its tail, trying to cheer him up. The dog's eyes sparkled with determination. "Don't worry," it seemed to say. "We'll figure this out together, just like we always do. We'll get your spaceship back." The dog's resolve was unwavering, and Zappy felt a surge of hope.
"We can do this, Zappy!" The dog seemed to bark reassuringly.
Zappy had an idea. His eyes lit up as he remembered the special gadget he had been working on. He pulled out a gadget from his pocket. It was small and unassuming, but Zappy knew its true potential. It looked like a toothbrush, but it could fly. This was no ordinary gadget. It was a marvel of alien technology. He climbed on and the dog jumped on behind him. Together, they were ready to take on any challenge. They zoomed into the air. The wind rushed past them as they soared higher and higher.
Zoom, zoom, Zappy exclaimed, feeling the thrill of the flight.
Zappy and the dog chased Baldy the Bandit. They were determined to catch him and retrieve the stolen spaceship. They flew over the swings and the slide, their eyes scanning the ground for any sign of Baldy. They flew past the monkey bars, the playground a blur beneath them. They flew all the way to the trash cans. Zappy's heart raced as they closed in on their target. Baldy's spaceship was going crazy. It spun wildly out of control. It was hard to steer. Baldy struggled to regain control, but it was no use. The spaceship bumped into a trash can and Baldy got stuck. This was their chance.
Help, I'm stuck! Baldy cried out, his voice muffled.
Zappy's spaceship fell to the ground with a loud clunk, honk, honk, laughed Zappy, his spirits lifted. He gave the dog a special button. It was a reward for the dog's bravery and loyalty. It made a giant stake appear. The dog's eyes widened in delight. The dog was very happy. It wagged its tail furiously as it enjoyed the delicious treat. Zappy took his spaceship and flew away. He felt a sense of accomplishment and relief. He let out a big sneeze. The excitement of the day had taken its toll. Achoo! His spaceship spun like a top, twirling in the air. Zappy was a silly alien. He loved to have fun and make others laugh.
Honk, honk, achoo! The sounds of their adventure echoed through the park.
The dog barked happily, its tail wagging with joy.
And off they went, back to the stars. Their adventure had come to an end, but the memories would last forever.